Hello guys, and welcome back to my XRP coin news channel. It is merely a component of what looked to be a logical progression in Kim Jong's assault on anything crypto. And what about that? John Deaton, an attorney, was correct. We did receive that lawsuit, and it did arrive for the purpose we had anticipated rather. It was filed to take legal action against Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX, which is now bankrupt as a result. So, sure, admittedly, of course, there is a reason why neither he nor any of us would have imagined that the tech was still doing that. And to be completely honest, I believe that the SEC has only grown more confident as a result, especially given the posturing. Kim Jong-il has been acting in a way that suggests he is prepared to charge into battle with guns blazing. There is a strong case to be made that on this front, things will get much worse before they improve. But there are many variables to take into account. On the Risky Investments report, a former CEO of Alameda admits to repaying loans with customer deposits. Therefore, I found it extremely intriguing to go through particularly what Carolyn Ellison, the former CEO of Alameda Research, was prepared to admit, as well as how she completely threw Sam Bankman under the bus by deep-frying that small nugget with a furrow. I enjoy seeing it. It pleases me that way. But first, I'll say that I do. And just to be clear, I have no background in either law or finance. You should not buy or sell anything as a result of anything I say, as I am not providing financial or legal advice. I'm good. I basically enjoy creating YouTube videos about things relating to cryptocurrencies as a hobby and for fun. As a result of the FTC's well-publicized breakdown, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's chair reportedly claims that a crackdown on the cryptocurrency business is about to happen, according to a recent Bloomberg SEC report. According to Chairman Gary Gensler, the regulatory body is going after cryptocurrency companies that don't follow its laws and likens such businesses to casinos. Casinos, citation runway length is reducing. Casinos are non-compliant intermediates in this Wild West, quote. And when you consider what actually happened over the course of 2022, this is all utter bullshit and BS. Yes, of course, we can all agree that an outright Ponzi scheme is terrible and the SBF and the others should be held accountable. However, Kim Jong-il was personally meeting with the con artist. Sec, where were you? Of course, they don't accept any real accountability for their inability to meaningfully perform the role of the beat cop. As Kim Jong-il enjoys describing the position, the patrol officer. Therefore, you succeed because you encountered a Ponzi schemer right in front of your face and failed to detect him. That is incredible. Was stunning failure on Kim Jong-il's part. Therefore, I expect that what Attorney Deaton prophesied will continue to happen. Yes, the lawsuit against FTX has already been filed, and it was necessarily for the reasons that Attorney Deaton had foreseen, but it doesn't mean that his predictions will not hold true going forward. But do you believe they won't target Coinbase and other exchanges? I'd be surprised. And part of what will define how much that occurs, what the subsequent steps are, and the SEC manner of attack, that will be greatly influenced by the outcome of the Ripple case. And look, even if the SEC experiences an outright loss, which I hope so at least in regards to XRP, at the very least in terms of what XRP is classified as, I'm hoping that we get some sort of clarity there and that Judge Torres says something she is not required to say and states that current and future sales of XRP are obviously not illegal securities transactions. Although we want that, the SEC strategy will be impacted by all of that. Therefore, even while they would surely appeal a judgment that was unfavorable to them, they would also alter their strategy. The intensity of their onslaught will have a bad effect on their strategy for them, which will have a favorable effect on us. It's just a matter of waiting and seeing how that plays out. But it appears that they are working on several significant projects in secret. They're going to sue a cryptocurrency exchange with headquarters in the United States based solely on the words coming out of their filthy mouths. You had best bet on it. I would be shocked if there is a significant launch of it in 2023. Therefore, I believe Attorney Deaton was correct. Naturally, as a result of the Ponzi scheme, they move more quickly. But I still believe Attorney Deaton is correct. Even if neither of those things had occurred, even if we had witnessed this in 2023, you could still argue that the timing would have been off in that case. Who is to care? It wouldn't even be that off. That much is true. And yet, it still feels so clear that it will happen. I'm listening to them, so I'd be surprised if that didn't happen. They are successfully outlining their plan of action. Just who they are planning to sue is unknown to us. A number of businesses all at once will come first. The only publicly traded firm will be one like Coinbase, since they seem to be the natural choice. Their attack will be so intense that it will negatively affect their approach, which will benefit us. We must simply wait and watch to see how that develops. However, it appears that they are engaged in a number of important covert projects. Based simply on the statements flowing from their filthy mouths, they are planning to file a lawsuit against a Bitcoin exchange with its headquarters in the United States. It was your best bet. If there is a substantial launch of it in 2023, I would be surprised. As a result, I think Attorney Deaton was right. Naturally, they move more quickly as a result of the Ponzi scam. But I still think Attorney Deaton is right. That's good, then. But because of Kim Jong-un and the rest of his cronies in that specific government department, I feel like everything else I possess is now that much riskier to hold. He adds that the trend in cryptocurrency exchanges is showing that they have reserves to back up their clients. Funds are meaningless because the approach doesn't comply with current regulatory disclosure requirements. Quote, a proof of reserves does not satisfy the requirement of segregating customer funds under the securities laws, nor is it a complete accounting of a company's assets and liabilities. Therefore, in terms of the evidence of reserves reports that are emerging from all kinds of exchanges, they don't present the complete picture. And this is going to be about the only thing on the globe that I'll agree with Kim Jong-un. It's more about developing a story that, ideally, will pass the consumer smell test. However, in terms of taking a thorough, in-depth look at liabilities, this or that, no, for instance, Binance isn't even the largest exchange in the world in terms of volume. They aren't even trying. Simply said, they are developing a story. I simply don't enjoy agreeing with Gary Gensler or anyone else, so that's why. Really, I don't. But I believe he is correct in this particular instance. I feel unclean. Even I haven't said that. Oh, after recording this latest room temperature jam, I'm going to need to take like 3 showers. There is no doubt that will need to take place. But the piece remains. According to Gensler, regulators should concentrate on ensuring that cryptocurrency firms retain reliable records of all transactions and separate their funds from those of their consumers. Quote, some experts in this industry have discussed strategies to reassure customers that their cryptocurrency is actually present. They should achieve this by adhering to established custody, customer fund segregation, and accounting procedures. End quote. I am unaware of that because there are no details provided regarding what that would entail. I therefore do not claim to concur with Gary Gensler on all issues pertaining to this. I'm only making a general statement about whether or not proof of reserves is useful. The response is a resounding nay. Then there is this report from the Daily Huddle in which the former CEO of Alameda admits to repaying loans with customer deposits obtained from risky investments. According to Caroline Ellison, the former CEO of Alameda Research, the trading company took out billion-dollar short and long-term loans to finance its entrepreneurial investments. Inner City Press posted a transcript of her guilty plea on Twitter. According to Ellison, she and other people decided to borrow money from FDX, a sibling firm, to pay back the loans. I knew that Alameda had made multiple sizable illiquid venture investments and had lent money to Mr. Bankman-Fried and other FTX executives when I was co-CEO and later CEO. End quote. Yes. So, Carolyn Ellison, this is a disgusting person. She was aware that what she was doing was wrong, illegal, and potentially fatal, and she couldn't care less. She acted without thinking. My God, these are just such horrible individuals. And I'm sure they'd seem much more approachable if you were to meet them in person. You see, some of them, both of them, kind of appear like the complete opposite of dangerous people, if you know what I mean. Come on, really. I don't feel threatened, Sam Bankman-Fried with his cucumbers and such. I really am. Let's go. The lives of people all around the world were wrecked by these terrible beasts. These people are true monsters. In and around June 2022, peace remains. I consented to borrow many $billion from EFT along with others to pay back those loans. She claims to have been informed that FTX planned to utilize client money to make a loan to Alameda. So consider this. SBF continues to assert that he was unaware of this. What kind of logical test, if any, will that pass in the courtroom? How is this going to make anyone trust it? Caroline Allison has admitted it. No, we all knew that. Of course, we were engaging in abhorrent behavior. She is now at least acknowledging it. However, SBF still refuses to acknowledge this. These people are true monsters. In and around June 2022, peace remains. I consented to borrow many $1 billion from EFT along with others to pay back those loans. She claims to have been informed that FTX planned to utilize client money to make a loan to Alameda. So consider this. SBF continues to assert that he was unaware of this. What kind of logical test, if any, will that pass in the courtroom? How is this going to make anyone trust it? Caroline Allison has admitted it. No, we all knew that. Of course, we were engaging in abhorrent behavior. She is now at least acknowledging it. However, SBF still refuses to acknowledge this. Who will be duped by this? He could spend the rest of his life in prison, if not for many years. Here is one more quote. I was under the impression that FTC's loans to Alameda would have to be financed by using customer money. Most customers of FTC did not anticipate that FTC would lend Alameda their deposits of fiat currency and digital asset holdings in this way. End quote. I'd argue that the majority didn't. Hey, you're getting pretty darn close to the truth. The former executive claimed that Alameda had a borrowing facility on FTX that utilized the capital provided by trading platforms customers' quotes. I understand that if one of Alameda's FTC accounts had sizable balances in a specific currency, that meant Alameda was borrowing money that FTC's clients had deposited on the exchange, end quote. Yeah, what's happening here is rather evident. The transcript of Allison's guilty plea was made public and docketed after Sam Bankman-Fried, the former CEO of FTX, was released on a $250 million bond, if I understand correctly. He doesn't actually have to put down any money, so he can leave for free. Put up the alleged $4 million value of the parents' house as collateral. Thus, it represents a very small portion of the necessary $250 million. I think it's wonderful. How is this the actual world? What a freaking weird story. To be alerted immediately whenever a video is published on XRP News, please remember to hit the subscribe and notify buttons. You may see our other XRP history videos. In the meantime, you may catch us in the video below. See you out later. Bye.